This is the issue, and I am the ghetto man. Today's issue, erasing U.S. history. Stay right there. We'll be right back. Those of you that have listened to my shows know that I'm a political atheist, and I don't take sides. What I do is I just point out the obvious, and I don't care if it is a Democrat or a Republican. I look at both parties and I apply the Constitution as it relates to their actions. The left is in trouble today. People are getting wise to the left and its anti-American, anti-freedom, anti-constitutional agenda. And when I say left, I'm talking about the Democrats and the Republicans. I call them the Demo Republic Nazis. You know, one party, two names. The Democrats are the violent faction of the Demo Republic Nazi Party. They're similar to the Nazi brown shirts. They go out and stir up trouble. Now, the only difference between the two parties, the Democrats and Republicans, is how they conduct themselves in public. Both parties are in the process of overthrowing the United States Constitution. The Republicans just don't openly display their anti-American agenda like the Democrats do, which, by the way, is the same agenda as the Democrats. Both parties are committing high treason against the Union. It is a socialist, communist, fascist coup d'etat. Political to be sure, but a coup d'etat nevertheless. The leftist plan is to overthrow the U.S. Constitution and force global communism, the New World Order, on the American people in order to bring global communism into play. Now, in order to do this, American history must be destroyed and rewritten. As Karl Marx put it in the Communist Manifesto, undoubtedly, it will be said religious, moral, philosophical, and judicial ideas have been modified in the course of historical development. But religion, morality, philosophy, political science, and law constantly survive this change. There are, besides, eternal truths, such as freedom, justice, etc., are common to all states of society. But communism abolishes eternal truths. How do you abolish a truth? You can't. You just replace it with a lie. Communism abolishes all religion and all morality. And instead of constituting them on a new basis, it therefore acts in contradiction to all past historical experiences. Unquote. Now, that's a quote directly from the Communist Manifesto. Now, what Karl Marx is talking about here is something that is very simple. It's called erasing history. Okay, why does the left want to erase history? Well, just look at the left's Democratic Party past, and you can see a lot of things they like to erase. I mean, they'd surely like to erase their history of racism, their history of anti-American extremism. I mean, the Democratic Party is filled with a history of racism and anti-American propaganda. Socialism, communism, you hear it every day. I'm sure they'd like to erase their involvement with the KKK and the Nazis. The Democratic Party, and its public record, started the KKK. Now, the Democrats, they promote racism, socialism, communism. I mean, let's take a look at the neo-Nazis. The neo-Nazis What are they? They're socialists. I mean, the Nazi Party, a Nazi Party, to be a member, you had to be a member of the National Socialist German Workers' Party. Nazis are not right-winged. They are radical left-wing socialists. That's what they are. The KKK, it's not right-winged either. They are radical left-wing Democrats. And it's interesting because when you look at history, the KKK worked with Margaret Sanger, who started Planned Parenthood, which was, by the way, founded on racism. Planned Parenthood murders every day 1,800 black babies. I mean, Planned Parenthood is nothing more than a modern-day child sacrifice service, for crying out loud. Margaret Sanger helped the KKK murder black people. You know, the KKK wasn't very popular, wearing them white hoods, burning crosses in black people's yards, shooting and hanging people just based upon their color. So Margaret Sanger found a way to murder black people before they were even born. It's called abortion. I don't know, maybe you've heard of it. Neat trick. Now, I'm going to quote a little bit from Margaret Sanger because it's very important in order to see where we're going here with erasing American history. Margaret Sanger said, "We do not want word to go out that we want to exterminate the Negro population." And that was in a letter to Dr. Clarence Gamble, written in December 10th, 1939. And here's what she said on blacks, immigrants, and indigents. She said, quote, "Human weeds, reckless breeders spawning human beings who never should have been born," unquote. That was Margaret Sanger. Nice lady, huh? Now, Hillary Rodham Clinton, as I call her, she said in a YouTube video, you can look it up yourself, that she had a great admiration for this racist eugenicist, Margaret Sanger. Like I said, you can see that on YouTube. And one of Hillary Rodham Clinton's best friends and mentor was Robert Byrd. He was a former KKK leader. Now, you can also find that on YouTube with her praising Byrd. Okay, let's take a look at these white nationalists and the KKK. White nationalists and the KKK, if you look at them, are the radical right wing of the radical left. Now, you heard that right. White nationalists and the KKK are the radical right wing of the radical left. Now, let that sink in for a moment. That's how the Democrat communist left works. Everything that the left promotes is National Socialism. All you have to do is just listen to them. The left is not going to stop destroying American history until every record has been destroyed and or falsified. Every history book rewritten. Every picture has been replaced in history. Every statute of our history removed. Every street has to be renamed. They're not going to stop until every building is renamed and every historical date has been altered. Just like the Communist Manifesto calls for. This is their agenda. The left is destroying American history. And it's taking place right now. And it's taking place right in front of our eyes. Today. The left has to rewrite American history in order to overthrow the United States. They have to get rid of all of our past. Their lie, which they're pushing right now, this racist lie, has to replace the truth. All of American history must go. And you see, after a few generations, true American history, well, it never happened. Instead, history will have been rewritten to fulfill the will of the party. Is that what you want? It's not what I want. One party, two names. Demo-Republic Nazis. The Democratic Party, right now, the Democratic Party is on self-destruct. The Democratic Party, as I see it, is already done. It's dead. It's already gone. And the Republican Party is next. Although there might be a small chance that the Republican Party can be saved. I mean, it would have to purge the radical left, the rhinos, from its ranks, and then reestablish itself as a party for a constitutional republic. And then start obeying the Constitution for a change. Well, we'll see if that happens. Not only is American history under attack, so is our constitutionally protected inalienable rights. Freedom of speech is really under attack right now. It's being attacked by Facebook and Google. They're censoring content that they don't consider to be appropriate speech. I mean, we're seeing some really interesting things come about. I mean, they're talking about hate speech, hate speech. There is no exception to the First Amendment for hate speech. You have a right to speak your mind. It doesn't matter what you say or how you say it. I mean, you don't have the right to defame somebody or, say something about somebody that isn't true, but you do have a right to voice your opinion, and if you want, you have a right to call people names. And there's no exception. It doesn't matter whether it hurts your feelings or not. It is the radical leftist deep state that is promoting these hate rallies. These rallies are deliberately designed to paint, as I see it right now, when I listen to the mainstream media, designed to paint all the Trump supporters as white nationalists. But as I look at it, because this is dangerous. But when I look at it, it's more than that. It's more than just, trying to paint Trump supporters as white nationalists. The radical leftist deep state, in actuality, is deliberately painting all white people as white nationalists. That way, you're guilty by association. The radical left divides itself into two radical factions, calling one faction the alternate left, and then calling the other faction the alternate right, when in reality, both factions are part of the same party, the Democratic Party. The alt-right then claims an association with white Trump supporters. The leftist lamestream media then promotes this alt-right white Trump supporter association. The end results, all white people are Nazis and hate black people. This is a plan. It is a plan to demonize white people. It's called race baiting. This is race baiting. That's all it is. I just want to point that out. When we look at the white socialists, who are supposed to be this alt-left, the white nationalists, is supposed to be this alt-left. What are they? They're white nationalists. And what are white nationalists? White nationalists are socialists. Socialism is a Democratic Party love child. That's all I ever hear the Democrats talk about this. Socialize this, socialize that. Socialism. The Democrats hate the U.S. Constitution. They hate a Republican form of government. Democrats are traitors. You can't be a Democrat and not be a traitor to the Union. The party promotes democracy, doesn't it? And you cannot get any more anti-U.S. Constitution than that, now can you? The United States is not a democracy. We are a constitutional republic. Read Article 4, Section 4 of the United States Constitution. The United States of America shall guarantee each state in the Union a republican form of government. You won't even find the word democracy in the United States Constitution. Now, don't confuse that with the Republican Party, as the Republican Party promotes democracy as well. Democrats, by definition, are domestic enemies. The entire party should be arrested and be arrested for treason and put into prison. Even the Lincoln Memorial was vandalized by these leftist cucks. What's next? The Washington Monument? Are we going to erase that? How about the Statue of Liberty? We can get a big eraser and erase it too? Say, that never existed? Rewrite history? That's what this is all about. This is what all these statutes being taken down, all this, these rallies and these violent protests against the removal of these statutes. It is the left. They create this alternate left, alternate right, but in reality, they're all socialists. They're all in the same boat. They're all racist. And the Democrats deliberately race bait the situation, and they put this out here so that it causes trouble and then creates an emergency where then I guess the government has to react and do something. All of the things that they're going after are just historical, and they want to erase them from our history. Now, what's interesting is George Soros is funding both sides of this false alternate right and this false alternate left. The alternate left and the alternate right are two sides of the same leftist coin. Pay attention. It's a confidence game. It's a con game. If you're politically correct, then you're legally wrong. And if you're not part of the solution, then you are the problem. I am the Ghetto Man. Thank you for watching.
She's on the dark side. She's on the dark side. She's on the dark side of the moon. She will seduce you with all her pleasures. Man or woman, she tempts them all. She is so lovely, her looks will turn your head. Come on in and sleep in my bed. Fame, power, and wealth, sex, religion, and greed. Spend some time and she'll plant her evil seed. She'll give you all that your heart can desire. She'll place the whole world at your feet. She's on the dark side. She's on the dark side. She's on the dark side of the moon. You'll think you're special, that you're the only one. She'll steal that you take with delight. You'll lose your spirit without a fight. Deception to gain, she'll drive you completely insane. She'll take all good that you could be. Once you've stepped in to her evil den, life will be nothing but torment and sin. Yeah! She's on the dark side. She's on the dark side of the moon. In her seduction, you'll welcome your destruction. Completely consumed by power and greed. Nothing else matters as you eat from silver platters, while your soul is being served to the whore. Within the cesspool of power, a smell you can never shower. The stench of greed leaves blood upon your hand. Just like Hitler and Stalin and George W. Bush, exposed as the tyrant you really are. She's on the dark side. She's on the dark side. She's on the dark side of the moon. She will seduce you